One of my oldest memories is I'm probably 6 or 7 at the time. And it's Christmas time and I can still smell the house. It smells like pinto beans. And there's a knock on the door. When you grew up in poverty, the people coming to your door is never a good thing. So you don't open the door. So my brother and I hid and watched these 4 men in a white van. We didn't answer it, so they set the box down and they left. And that box and its contents changed my life. My mother had been saving money. We'd been eating pinto beans. It's Christmas time, so she'd have a little bit of money for Christmas presents. My father had died a few years earlier. And in that box came Christmas dinner. And I can still see it today. There's a turkey in there and some stovetop mashed potatoes, creamed corn, cans of creamed corn, and all the kind of typical things you would have. But in there was a can of mandarin oranges. We didn't know what to do with the can of mandarin oranges. And so all that food went on the shelf and got moved. And when you grow up in poverty, you're always changing because you're running from the rent and you're escaping bad situations. But that can of mandarin oranges became the thing that moved with us each time. And so it became the symbol, if you will, that I knew that somebody out there loved us. In a world where it felt we were always under attack, we were always the victims, I knew that 4 men from a church we didn't attend loved us. And that can of mandarin oranges became that symbol of that. And so when that can, like all food, got swollen, my mother threw it away, it broke my heart. And I can remember to this day sobbing, that ugly kind of crying about she didn't understand what that can meant. So a day or 2 later, she came home with a can of mandarin oranges and handed them to me, and I went to put them on my shelf. She said, "Don't do that. I want you to go put those on your desk." Well, I didn't really have a desk. I had an old beat up TV tray, but other kids had desks. So that was my version of a desk. So I want you to put that on your desk, and I want you to use it as a symbol to remember what the lack of education costs. So there's been a can of mandarin oranges in my desk, in every desk I've ever had. And for me, it's no longer about my responsibility to get an education. I got that. My child has a great education. What it now is responsibility, it reminds me of my responsibility to give back to the community. As the Bible would tell us, to those much is given, much is expected. And food's a pretty easy way to address that. So we're big supporters of the food bank. We're big supporters of bringing awareness to food insecurity, particularly around mothers and children. The Wichita Falls Area Food Bank is here to serve. Their only purpose is to make sure that there's 1 fewer child going to bed hungry tonight than there was last night. And if we can do that day after day after day, imagine the impact we have on our community, on the lives of people that we will never understand. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. It's no longer about us and them. In a time that we're in today, it's just all one us. And some of us have more than others, and some of us have the ability to give back. And if people's heart are around taking care of, in particular in my heart, single moms and children, then there's no better place to start than the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank.